What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Two Dudes Talking. Today, we are giving you what is trending on Netflix right now. The top 10 most watched things in the country right now, week of September 1st, 2020. Let's get it. Hello, Josh.
Hello, mate.
How's it going?
It's going.
Excellent. So, Netflix.
Love it.
It's been great.
It's been a wild ride.
There's been some sleeper bangers in there lately.
Mm-hmm. So, before we talk about lately,
Yeah.
man, Netflix is just, we keep talking about this, and it's so impressive.
Right.
They started out as like the general streaming platform, smashed and knocked off Redbox off the map.
Well, yeah, started off as a video rental.
Right. And now it's every home.
Did you
on your
have
phone.
Netflix? Did you get the mail stuff? I joined later.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think I had the mail-in stuff, but
No.
now
That seems
it's-
like forever ago.
it does. And it's crazy that not that long ago everything was still under the old structure where we talked about before, like you
Right.
have to set that, or there's that set time, unless you had like the recording capabilities like TiVo or something, or anyways, it's really neat to see how they progressed. Streaming service, original content, and now their original content has, I mean, it's not replaced any of these next ones, but they've got work up there with HBO, Showtime,
Oh, yeah.
some the tops.
Yeah.
The tops.
Movies and shows.
Movies and TV shows.
Yeah. That's where it's going. That's where it's been going, but it's where it's at.
Yes.
Is
And
those-
Netflix has
The streaming wars.
brought us in there.
Yeah. They've got money for days.
For days.
The budgets. I actually just saw this cool little thing. Netflix launched in April of '98 as the first online DVD rental company,
Wow.
and then it didn't become popular to 2007,
Mm-hmm.
which that's crazy. But one more quick little fact: it says Hastings has admitted that if Blockbuster had launched their own service even 2 years earlier, they would have driven Netflix out of business.
Absolutely. Which is funny. I love a good Hastings. Are you familiar with Hastings? Hastings is an entertainment. I don't know what all they get into, but they have stores. It's kind of like Manifest Records. We went to Manifest.
Okay, yeah.
Nationwide chain of like vinyl records, fanfare, memorabilia, and whatnot. So that's wild.
And one more. I'm sorry, I lied. But the first show from Netflix produced was House of Cards.
Oh,
Yeah, which
word.
is badass.
Yeah.
That show creeped me out halfway through it, but
The first one that I saw is still on there. It's still very popular. Hemlock Grove. That was my first exposure also to Bill Skarsgård, the
yeah,
younger brother of the Skarsgård family that plays Pennywise.
right.
Really, really good sci-fi murder mystery kind of thing.
That's crazy. Yeah, so like they're obviously doing amazing things. They have great content. Like some of my favorite things before we get into this top 10. And this top 10 is going to change, guys. Like if you're watching this episode even a week from
It'll be different
this
tomorrow.
day, yeah, it'll be different. Yeah, it's just kind of what's trending, but we just wanted to give you an idea of like
What's out there?
what's going on right now. Some of these things will stay on here for a while. But some of my favorite Netflix things so far have been House of Cards, for sure. A guilty pleasure show is The Ranch with
Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott and Ashton Kutcher. Ridiculous. I loved what was the Charlize Theron movie that
Old Guard.
Old Guard. Yeah. Old Guard was great. And then we watched one recently, which is on this list, Project Power. It's pretty decent.
It had some really, really good things.
Predictable. But
good.
When you watch a crap ton of movies, a lot of them are predictable. So, but yeah, let's go ahead and just kind of get into this list here.
Let's look.
So I'll just name it off, and then we can kind of talk about them as we go. But
Okay.
So Cobra Kai series, I think season 2 just dropped, is number 1. The Frozen Ground, which is a movie I think came out in 2013.
Yes.
It's been a while.
Mr. Cage.
Mr. Nicolas Cage.
That dude. So I know you specifically enjoyed a bit I did about Matthew Broderick recently. Nicolas Cage is on the opposite end of that spectrum. He is a guilty pleasure of mine. I will watch anything with Nicolas Cage,
right,
regardless of the quality of it.
It's like up until 2007, that dude made amazing movies, and then after that, he just made some of the worst movies of all time.
But I still will love to watch him.
My friend, this guy from film school, Andrew Huggins, shout out, and Huggy Bear.
I have a Huggy Bear.
That dude loves some Nick Cage.
Same, like I had a handmade Nicolas Cage calendar somebody made for me for my birthday one year, and it was all pictures of Nicolas Cage superimposed onto like Smeagol's face and stuff. It was good. It was dope.
That's dope.
It's like instead of little cute kitties or puppies, it was just Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage. Wow. Nightmare
Thank
fuel.
you, Carol. Yeah, I love it.
That movie, The Frozen Ground, also features John Cusack. So then number 3 is the series Lucifer. And then number 4 is the documentary I Am a Killer. Number 5 is $1 Million Beach House. Nice. Shout out Jack Sumner.
Woo!
Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is The Umbrella Academy, which you've seen.
I've seen the first season.
Okay. So I guess like did the second season just drop, or is it
About a week ago.
Okay.
About a week ago.
About a week ago. Okay. Number 7 is Project Power, which stars
Jamie
Foxx, which is dope. It's pretty good. Number 8 is a kids show from Disney called Bunked. Number 9 is another kids show called Coco Melon.
Don't know it,
but I think it like is one word, so I'll probably pronounce that wrong. Coco Melon.
Coco Melon.
Maybe.
Melon.
Kids educational show for like young kids, like preschool. And then Hoops, an animated series. Is it by the same guys as Big Mouth?
I don't know, but you got to watch out with cartoons on Netflix.
Yeah.
They're wild.
Yeah, I watched the first 2 episodes of it last night. Funny, but raw.
They're crazy.
But it's the same kind of animation style as like Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Like it looks like that same artist. So, yeah, so that's the top 10, at least as of,
as of right now,
as of
today,
this moment. But yeah, so that will change. I would think some of these will probably stand, especially the TV series as they're watching them.
Yeah, Lucifer's been popular for quite some time. I've heard a lot of mention of that on social media. I mean, for years now. Yeah,
I remember the trailer. I want to see what. So it's on season. Let's see. It's got 5 seasons.
Okay.
And it started in 2016.
Yeah.
4 years ago. So yeah, it's been around that long. Dang. Not bad there.
Not too shabby.
So out of these top 10 that I've seen a couple episodes of $1 Million Beach House. I've seen Project Power with you. And then I've seen a couple episodes of Hoops. And then that's it. So I've got a lot to watch here. Probably won't be watching the 2 kid shows, Bunked or Coco Melon. Coco Melon,
Coco Post Malone.
$1 Million Beach House. So funny thing about that is Jack, my roommate, one of my best buddies,
your best buddy,
one of my bestest friends, is doing digital marketing for interior designers.
Nice.
And his girlfriend Chloe is family has owned an interior design business for numerous years.
Mini moon.
And so this dude, I walked in the house the other day and he's watching the show and I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
And it's a reality show where there's 4 key real estate agents working for the same company, working in the neighborhood of the Hamptons, one of the wealthiest neighborhoods in the U.S. And it's just drama.
Yeah.
Dude,
so my roommate at Fort Campbell in the barracks, this guy named Andrew, and what's up, man? And his family situation, this dude had a lot of money. And there were several qualifications you could use that could get you out of the service if you found yourself in a situation like if you It was called A Life Altering Situation. This dude wound up with so much money in such a short time that like he got out.
Right.
And this dude's last 6 months though, I've never seen another person successfully care less about their employment ever. I would wake up to go to PT at like 5 or so, 5:15, start brushing my teeth, stuff, get on my uniform, go hook up with the dudes out front. When I leave every day at like 5:30 to go walk down to the formation area, I'd look in there, I'd see my roommate's lights on, and I would hear Desperate Housewives.
Oh my God.
I would go back, I would go work out for 2 hours. I'd come back in and he'd be sitting there on the couch like watching more Desperate Housewives. And like he got so into that for a period of like a month, and it was just really comical.
Heck yeah.
Really comical. He got into it. Got a little love that little
They'll
drama.
suck you in, man. Like
Yeah.
no one is safe from a good reality TV show.
I mean,
There's no one safe. Everybody's got their own.
I loved Flavor of Love, and I have no defense as
No
to why.
shame.
No shame, but I don't need a defense.
Flavor of Love was great. One of my like, it's not even a guilty pleasure. Deadliest Catch
That's a great show.
was like, I remember I'd go over to my friend Seth's house and
Oh, they'd have marathons of that show on, and I would
That's-
sit
yeah.
down until I had to go.
the old greenhorns.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would watch it. Yeah, till I had to go.
yeah.
Go where? Doesn't matter.
Just go.
Just went.
Yes, are you? Just go, man.
Just went, man. So yeah, $1 million beach house. The other show, Hoops.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, it's kind of designed like Rick and Morty.
Mm-hmm.
At least the character animation looks like it. But yeah, definitely like Big Mouth. Like I think I heard the F word 15 times in the first minute. So there
Yeah.
you go. You know.
Yeah.
And
Let me go ahead and say this about Big Mouth too. That show, Netflix, you gotta watch out for. Again, you gotta watch out for
Yeah.
Netflix. They're so
if you're a parent,
on point. Yeah, there's some stuff out there that you want to be aware of.
Yeah.
But Loudmouth or Big Mouth was one of the most surprising cartoons I've seen. It's been ages since I've laughed. Like it's been since like Archer came out, probably.
yeah.
That I laughed as hard as that. I remember the scene where the kids found her dad's edibles.
Yeah.
And,
Oh yeah.
oh my gosh,
Laugh
it's just
so
so funny.
It's ridiculous. I wish we could give you a little bit of that right now.
A little snippet. Maybe we'll pause it and link it up in the video or something. I don't know, because dang, dude, that's funny.
Jeez, it's raw.
It's raw.
But Hoops is like that.
What's the premise of it?
So this guy is a high school basketball coach,
Mm-hmm.
and he has he's just foul mouthed.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first episode was funny. He's trying to make his basketball team better because they're just getting their ass kicked.
Right.
And they have notoriously for years. So he sees this random like loner 7-foot tall kid up in the bleachers, and he's like, "Yo, you got to come play." The
Right.
dude's like, "I'm not playing basketball, man." And he's like, "What if I get you laid?" So the premise of the first episode is this guy gets his high school basketball team to raise money that he then goes out and buys a prostitute with the money to get this 16-year-old kid laid.
In order to have him play on this team so
so-
that he can look like a better coach.
So the team will be better. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's that
it's
raw.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but his dad is like a local town famous
Is the tall
guy.
kid's dad?
No, the coach's dad.
Okay.
The coach. So the coach is like kind of young. He's probably like 30s.
Right.
You know, he's not too old
Yeah.
as far as like coaches go.
Yeah, yeah.
But his dad owns this restaurant that everybody loves in the town, and he's like the big deal.
Right.
Like when he's getting arrested, he's like, "You're gonna be sorry for this. My dad owns a restaurant." Just like dumb stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
And then, but just one more quick fact about him is like he has an ex-wife
Mm-hmm.
that is currently dating his assistant coach, who is a black guy, who I'm not sure yet, but could be gay.
The assistant?
Yeah, I'm not sure yet. And, like, I don't know if they've revealed it later
Right.
on or if it is, but there's been a couple cues in the first 2 episodes that I watched that he's like kind of
alluding to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But their relationship, the two coaches' relationship, he's like, you're banging my wife. It's like, it's just wild.
Yeah.
But they're cool. Like, they're cool with it.
Right.
Like, or he is. He's like, it's just weird. But
funny.
It's a raw show.
And I love that Netflix came out with their own streaming service. And they didn't have, I mean, I know, yes, everybody has the same rating standards and whatnot.
Right.
But Netflix will go there as often as possible.
Well, you can.
Yeah, you can. You absolutely can. I mean, it's just that's more acceptable these days. And,
there's some raw stuff on there.
Yeah, there really is.
Which is like, but yeah, I mean, that show, I'll probably watch a few more.
Yeah.
See if I can really get into it. It's like we grew up with South Park, so nothing's offensive.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, okay. And like you literally can't go any further.
Right.
Like,
and then Sunny in Philadelphia did that in the flesh.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a we've seen it, and but it's funny.
Yeah.
They've got some good raw, created brand new stuff.
This show's wild, dude. The second episode's wild. But yeah. What have you've seen Umbrella Academy?
I have. I really like the first one. So I do think you would enjoy this one.
What is it about?
So this guy, the doctor, the head of this family, owns the academy. The guy that owns the Umbrella Academy there's a series of children that were all born at the exact same moment around the world, and they all had. Yeah, so like a bunch of them. I mean, there was I don't remember the specific number, but he ended up collecting and adopting all of these kids that were born at the same instant because they all have some kind of power that they're unaware of. And so they all split up at some point, and they come home. They have their reunion for some reason, and find out that there's been an ulterior motive. They've all been brought back together because the world is about to end. So, I mean, it involves everything from time travel to, I mean, it's all the X-Men stuff. I mean, you got superhuman strength. You've got the situation going on between, like in, Luke Wilson and the girl on the bus. I can't think of her name right. Gwyneth Paltrow.
Oh,
in
Tannenbaums?
Tannenbaums. Yeah. Like these adopted siblings from all over the world. Like there's romance, like weird, uncomfortable stuff. Right. There's the Invisible Man. There's a million different kind of things that have to.
Tannenbaums. It's not blood.
It's not blood. Yeah. But all these guys and gals of whatever background with different, situations have to come together to prevent the end of the world. Second season just dropped. Have not seen it yet because I had to get through high score. We did an episode about this one, and that was just so captivating. That
show's great.
That may be.
I love docuseries.
I do too, but I don't like them like you do. Yeah. But that might be one of my favorite Netflix original things I think I've seen so far.
Yeah.
It was just so well. The animations were so good. So like they walked in this episode we talk about all these individuals that created different types of video games, the concept of a video game,
right,
and then moved forward with it. But like the little animations as they're telling these stories were so funny and so good. And the soundtrack was just wild.
Right.
So I mean, I will finish Umbrella Academy, but I had priorities, and High Score was definitely one of those.
Right. Obviously, some of these things on this list are not Netflix driven.
Right.
Like The Frozen Ground. I think that's like Bunked isn't because it's Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure the other kids one. I Am a Killer definitely is. Lucifer is a Netflix show, right? Yeah.
Is it?
Maybe. Or is it one of those shows that recently...
I think it's one of the shows that recently showed up on Netflix.
That just come up? Okay.
I think last season.
Oh, it's on Fox, too.
There you go. Yeah.
I'm
going to pull up the synopsis.
Cobra Kai series. I have no interest in that. Like, Karate Kid is an 80s movie, right?
Yes.
Good 80s movie. like one of the exceptions. We,
Yeah.
we trashed him in an earlier episode.
Yeah. It doesn't have Matthew Broderick in it. It's okay.
But yeah, I think I have no interest in that show.
I don't either.
Because it's like,
I may end up watching it at some point. Like if I'm bored and I somehow get through all these other things that I want to watch, that could be interesting. And I've heard a lot of people say, yes, exactly. I've heard a lot of people say that they've enjoyed it, but I haven't heard too many people say that it's good.
yeah,
I don't,
it's on 2 seasons now, so
Yeah.
it must be doing something.
the first season of it did not do so good. So I'm honestly pretty surprised that the second one has been a number 1.
That is weird. Are you like a typical white female in regards that you like these murder mystery documentaries?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah. I Am a Killer looks good.
So yeah, and again, the premise on that one is a guy was arrested for murder, sentenced to the death penalty, and then was paroled after his conviction was reduced to life. And then apparently makes some kind of the mystery starts there after he gets out of prison for murder.
Well, the first question you're asking in that is, who's this judge? That's what you're asking. And what's his involvement with this guy? That would be like, right?
I mean, I would say that would be my first question, but Epstein did not kill himself. So let me go ahead and say that.
Whoa.
Very true.
Yeah. No, that looks good.
So there's 3 parts to that. I will definitely get through that one before I get anywhere close to the $1 Million Beach House or or Cobra Kai.
No shit.
Being totally honest.
So Project Power, me and you watched that the other day.
Yeah.
I think we both watched Old Guard and Extraction. Extraction, Netflix.
Yep.
Netflix.
A little bit of flicks.
Netflix movie. So Project Power, Jamie Foxx, set present day. It's got there's a new drug, a new pill on the streets that gives you temporary superpowers, but you don't know what it'll give you.
Right. And it's
like random for every person too.
And it's not always a superpower.
Yeah.
Like it may the risk and why people wanted to stop it was because it
sometimes it kills you.
Yeah, you can
like
blow
a
up.
regular drug.
Right.
Like some of these other drugs. Machine Gun Kelly's in it. And he does a good job.
Yeah.
He does a good job. I can't remember the actress name right now, but the main character that plays alongside of Jamie Foxx, she does a really good job.
I had never seen her in anything before, but considering that, one, finding herself beside Jamie Foxx in a Jamie Foxx Netflix original, that's awesome. But 2, she handled herself very well on screen.
Yeah,
I was impressed.
She slayed it.
She did.
Oh yeah, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's in it.
Yeah. He looked old for the first time.
Yeah. So Joseph Gordon-Levitt is just like this cherub of a man. It just is so, just freaking
unaging.
Yeah, just doesn't age.
But he aged like 25 years for this movie. I don't know how they made that happen.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, he looked like 45, very noticeably.
Yeah,
he was like, ooh. It's like, what's weird? Sorry if anybody's in their 40s. I'm sorry, but it's like when that's one of the age like you just don't care to admit.
Yeah,
I'm 40, whatever. Like you'd rather almost say, yeah, I'm 50.
I'm like that right now.
Then you're like, I'm 48. You're like, I'd rather say I'm 50.
I'm just already there.
Yeah. This girl is named Dominique Fishback.
Okay.
And she's been in several movies. She does a really good job. Some of them are called Night Comes On, Project Power, The Deuce, which looks like a show, The Hate You Give, Show Me a Hero, which is your boy Oscar Isaac, Judas and the Black Messiah. That's coming out in 2021. And yeah, that looks about it. But yeah, she's cool. She does a really good job.
Well, The Hate You Give, I remember that had a fair bit of advertising. Saw that everywhere. I haven't seen it myself, but...
Oh, and this guy, Courtney B. Vance, who is a basically a police chief in this movie. He is the guy that plays in The People versus O.J. Simpson.
Mm-hmm.
So good. God, where is this guy?
Courtney, where are thou, Courtney?
What is his character? But he's the main lawyer in The People versus O.J. Simpson, and he slays it.
Yeah.
He's just awesome. But he's in Project Power as well, so it's got a good cast.
I mean, I enjoyed it. It was not the best movie.
No, so predictable.
It was very predictable. It was the ending was a little unsatisfactory. I'm not gonna lie, anticlimactic for me.
Yeah,
But on the whole, I enjoyed it, and I can understand why it got to be on this list.
yeah,
Jamie Foxx.
right.
But it was good. I loved the drug thing. This wouldn't have worked. We were talking about this while we were watching it. You were like, would you take it? If it was a permanent application, absolutely. If I was going to risk incinerating myself for 5 minutes of I don't know what, no way.
Right.
So without that limited factor, it would have been a whole different movie. So I like how they approached that. It was good.
It's
It was worth
watch.
watching for sure. Old Guard was better.
Old Guard.
Old Guard's knocked it out of the park.
Was better. So yeah, I think we're almost out of time here, but like, I just want to go through a couple quick notable movies that came out this year on Netflix. So, Da 5 Bloods, Chadwick Boseman.
Yep.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. And his last film is posthumously being released on Netflix as well. It's called Ma Something's Bottom Blank. I can't remember what the last word is, but keep an eye out for that. Chadwick Boseman's posthumous release will be out on Netflix shortly.
Right. So a few months ago there was The Irishman, which if you've got 2 weeks spare time, watch that movie.
You can start it.
Yeah. No, it is like 3 hours and
Change. Yeah.
30 minutes, 40 minutes. Great. But it is slow. You can honestly watch it like just kind of watch it like a TV show. Little 4 parts. You'll be good to go.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of movies, man.
Netflix has really done some awesome work. Let me see. I'm just going to go through some things that I've seen that were Netflix originals.
The King with Timothy Chalamet. That was great. The
Outlaw King, which was
with Chris Pine.
Yes, the continued story of Robert the Bruce
Post
the Braveheart incidents. It's not connected to the Braveheart film.
Oh man. So
But what's up?
it isn't connected to the Braveheart. So I just saw. So there's a movie called XOXO. Came out 4 years ago. Netflix film. It's about a DJ. This kid wins.
Yeah.
This kid makes a song to get him to play at this festival called XOXO. Phenomenal.
Oh, you just got excited. Super
film.
excited.
Yeah.
Oh, word.
Phenomenal film. Yeah.
I didn't know that was Netflix.
Yeah. So good.
Word.
Sorry.
It's all good. Hemlock Grove. We mentioned that before. Earlier, really early TV show by Netflix. Bill Skarsgård, a couple other actors I've seen since then.
Good
I
stuff.
really liked The Extraction. It was
Extraction's
again,
good.
it was
Chris
predictable.
Hemsworth. Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth, but it was good.
He that dude.
Ozark.
Is that Netflix?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
that's one of Ozark is a phenomenal show.
Yeah.
That's up there with Breaking Bad for me.
Yeah.
And
Ozark is good.
so that's good enough right there. That's good. That's enough.
Yeah.
Hemlock Grove and Ozark kept me
Yeah.
right there.
The last show I'll probably mention is
Tiger King.
Tiger King was a decent documentary. Yeah. But no, Last Chance U is a good show. It's on its 5th part now, I think. The first 2 seasons were in Mississippi. The second 2 were in Kansas. And now this one is out in Oakland, California. And they all follow junior college football schools. And more specifically, about 4 or 5 kids in each of these programs that are trying to get back on track to go to better schools, to go to the NFL.
Word.
And it's just dope. Docuseries,
Big show.
Yep. So, but yeah, I mean, There's a lot of good stuff out there.
There's a lot of good stuff out of there. Stay current. This list will change.
We'll have to do more of these.
Yeah, I think we should.
And if you're watching this in the future or listening, go check these things out anyway.
Yeah.
Like they're going to be there now.
They're not going to, for quite some time, they won't be going anywhere.
Yeah.
And neither will we. So we'll see you guys next time on Two Dudes Talking.
Go talking.